For this video, we're going to talk about number 24, wide receiver and defensive back, Federico Feteira of Clarkstown South High School, located right here on the screen. And this young man was a big player for them last season, made plays in all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. Listed about 6'1", 175 pounds. But for this video, I'm going to focus in on the offensive side of the ball, where this young man was a big play receiver for this offense. He shows really strong speed. And in this system last year, you saw a lot of quick bubbles, slants, but this young man was probably their deadliest weapon on the deep route concepts, especially against man coverage. When he gets a free release, he is tough to slow down and does a good job of closing the gap on defensive backs quickly, keeping them off balance. I also like that he showed the ability and comfort to both play in the slot and on the outside. This young man is also a willing blocker and at times a really strong blocker. Now, things he can work on, I do think he is a solid route runner, but he can continue to refine his route running and his breaks. I also think he can continue to work on his strength, both playing physically stronger, as in running routes, more physically imposing, stronger hands. There are definitely things to work on, but I like what I saw, and we'll go over a couple plays. I mentioned he's located right here against man coverage, see on the outside, and he's a lot to handle on these deep routes because of that speed. And you have a safety in the middle of the field. He's man coverage right here. You're going to see him. He's going to attack the defensive back, close the gap and the space between them. He's going to drift inside and then cut back to the back corner of the end zone, right? Using his speed to create space. Again, look at him. He gets on the corner really quickly. Now, when he cuts inside, corner's going to open up his hips right away, right? Because look at the gap between them. It's really small. So he's got to open up and run with him. And when you get that, he's usually going to win that. That's where that space gets created. And he puts his hands up, gets to the open spot, makes a catch, gets both feet in. Really nice play. Let's go over it again. And look at him get on the DB really quickly. There's not a lot of wasted steps. Drifts inside and then back out, creates that space, and now finish the job. Catches it, gets both feet in, makes a nice play. Here's another play. In the slot. Again, I like the ability to go to the outside, come to the inside. He's going to be in man coverage again, this time bump and run. Right? Corner's not going to backpedal this time. He's going to wait for him, bump and run with him. What I like on this play, he shows some of that strength. Right? There he is right there. You can see him. Look, he's riding with the corner. He's not getting pushed off his spot, which is really important. He shows the strength to stay on his spot. He barely gets pushed off, and now he's going to break to the outside. And because he makes a sharp break right here, not a lot of wasted steps, that's where he creates this space. Boom, there's the cut. DB falls down. He's wide open. Touchdown. But again, starts with that speed. Look at him close on this defensive back quickly. Close on him real quickly. Shows the strength at the top of the route, not to get pushed off. Makes a sharp cut. A little bit of a push off, but they're not going to call that. Touchdown. Let's go to another play. Here he is. Again, inside. This time it's against zone coverage. You're going to see, you're going to have a flat defender, you're going to have an outside third, you're going to have kind of this middle third or quarter coverage, and you're putting the safety into a bind because you're going to have two deep concepts. You're going to have the number 3 receiver, and here's the route combination. You have the number 3 receiver going to post over the middle of the field. Then you have this outside guy come underneath this corner route, right? So this safety, unless he's going to get help from this corner backside, which is going to get a drag, he's kind of got to play in between these two routes. But because of this young man's speed, it really puts your safety in a bind, right? So here's the routes developing. And again, safety trying to stay in between these two guys because he's not sure if both of them are going to go deep. He sees him cut to the outside. Now he knows he's got to take this guy. Corner can't get over the top fast enough, right? You see this drag coming into the linebackers. So he doesn't get over the top fast enough. Safety's a little bit flat-footed. And again, it's caused because of the speed of this young man. Gets on these defensive backs quickly. Boom. And then you just see huge play, makes the catch, big chunk play. And again, good route combination, but it helps when you have that kind of speed at the wide receiver position. Your DBs can't react fast enough. See, he opens his hip a little bit too early. Now he's got to try to turn and run, and with this young man's speed, it's hard to do that. Right, corner doesn't get over the top. Big chunk play. Finally, I talk about offense, but special teams was a big component as well. This young man made plays in each phase of the game, and we're going to talk about special teams. I mean, when this young man runs, it doesn't look like he's moving that fast. Here he is as a returner. Right? See him, doesn't attack the outside shoulder, kind of gets a little hooked, and with his speed, that's all he needs. Right? Doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but he's moving. Everyone else is looking like they're going in slow motion. Right? I mean, this is just smooth running right here. Turn the corner. See you later. Again, he's got a smooth running motion to him. Doesn't look like he's really hauling, but almost Forrest Gump-like, right? Gets to the outside. Again, see you later. Turns the corner. This was an impressive young man. Big play. You know, this young man made big plays for this team. All three phases, like I mentioned. I'm excited to see what it works on this offseason heading into the fall.